is a Saturday in April, and we are out on yet another adventure. Only this adventure is a little different because it is a family trip. We are actually up visiting with my parents, and we're gathering together for a weekend together. My sister and her husband are going to arrive before long today, and we're just spending the time together here and just having a good weekend. Now, normally we would try to keep our more personal stuff personal, but I thought this was a good opportunity to show using the trailer as just an additional place to stay. Even though we're staying at someone's house, we're spending time, we're cooking at my mom's house and whatnot, we're just sleeping in the trailer. It's such a great experience because I don't have to worry about air mattresses or anything like that. It's all back here, and it gives us the ability to show up without my mom or my dad going, well, where are we going to put all you people? So while we've got you here, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a little tour of the sights and scenes around Beatty, Nevada. Now, this might be one of our more fun videos just because I get to show off a place that I grew up. I lived in Beatty from the age of 13 to the age of 18. And while it's just a blip on the road, there's a lot to see. Yes, believe it or not, there's stuff to see. So here we are driving down the street in Beatty, Nevada. Beautiful Cheryl is at the helm. Anyway, we're driving down the street. This mountain directly ahead is Beatty Mountain, believe it or not. Yeah, and Beatty, I think, has the highest per capita number of stop signs per person than any other community that I've known. Right here is the intersection of Nevada 374 and US Highway 95. 95 goes north that way and south to Vegas that way. On the corner is the ubiquitous, the original Exchange Club, which is trying to rebrand itself and it's not succeeding. And then here is Smokin' Jay's Barbecue, which is a wonderful place to eat. One of two gas stations in town, and of course the road north, which is really, you know, oh, and we're crossing the Amargosa River now, and there's the state road department thing, and as if we left Beatty, the welcome to Oasis Valley, Nevada, that's really, we're just still in Beatty. And the unbuilt El Sueño Hotel. And look, they got a car wash. Post office. And a couple of, another motel. And then Eddie World. Beatty is, of course, forefront of the electrification era, as they have these Tesla chargers. Very, very busy today. So some of you might be familiar with Eddie World at Yermo if you travel from Las Vegas to LA on the I-15, but the original Eddie World is here in Beatty. How about that? The original Eddie World. Death Valley Nut and Candy Company. One of the few reasons why we come to Beatty.
I found my children.
Peanut clusters. These are cashew clusters.
I found my children.
Almond clusters. There we go. Where's my dark chocolate peanut clusters? Dark chocolate almond clusters. See, the Death Valley Nut and Candy Company has all sorts of candy. It's one of the things we come here for, believe it or not. Oh, and my wife has, what is it you have in your hands?
I have dark chocolate peanut clusters.
Oh, this is for me. What do we need?
Mangoes.
Mangoes. Got banana chips.
Pineapple.
Oh, pineapple. Right? Oh, they have chocolate covered banana chips. Bro, that's kind of neat. Dried strawberries? Interesting. Found the dried apricots. Extra fancy. And then mango. Here we go.
They have chocolate.
Mango. Ooh. Chili mango.
Ooh, we should buy that.
Interesting.
I think those corn syrup though, and I'm not too fond of that.
Hi, my name's Lily. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and give us a like.
So if you're coming in from the north, this is what you see coming into Beatty. This is what we would call the main drag of town, right? Do observe the speed limit. Also, here is the space station RV park, one of several facilities in town. A lot of people driving through like to do that, and then the Army surplus guy. Of course, the Revert Rebel station, formerly a Revert station, now it's the Rebel, and yeah. Beatty Middle School hasn't changed much since I actually was enrolled here as a 8th grader. Beatty Elementary School is pretty much the same as well. This is US-95 South. That used to be a hardware store. I think there's some burros over here on the side of the road. Don't hit a burro in town. Family Dollar, also another business in town. There's a Mel's Diner up there. Death Valley Inn is right here, along with this Gateway Park that they've created. There's your jerky stand. I'm strongly against feeding the animals or dealing with the animals. These jokers are definitely doing the wrong thing. There you go. Lots of burros. Sus, right?
Yeah.
There's more burros. I think Beatty also has the highest burro count per capita per person in Nevada. My alma mater of Beatty High School right there. I graduated with honors at Beatty High School. You care to repeat that? She says my high school looks sad.
I almost ran a stop sign.
Yeah, I told you.
I got it.
I told you more stop signs per capita
Yeah, there's a lot
per
of
person
stop signs.
in this town than any other town.
They really don't need that much.
And I love the mountains around Beatty. That's the thing. Mountains around Beatty are just gorgeous. And there's our Beatty Bee over there. And then there is the valley north up that way. More northern part of Oasis Valley. Another stop sign. So yes, Beatty is not necessarily what you would call a destination, although it's a necessary evil with plenty of services to provide, and plenty of rotting out RVs and trailer houses as well. I know I'm making it sound negative, But the reality is, Beatty serves a necessary role in making sure that people who travel and people who work in certain facilities like the Nevada test site and whatnot, and National Park Service and whatnot, Beatty is an important place, and if it didn't exist, you would see a lot of difficulty in getting anything like that, and anything out there. And it's important to recognize there are a lot of places, another stop sign, there are a lot of places that I would call, not places I would call destinations, but ultimately small towns have a role. Each small town plays an important role. You gotta have pride in your small town. Like, I grew up in Beatty, and there's stuff that's not that cool about Beatty, but I'm proud to be somebody that's from Beatty, There's certain things you learn about being in a small town like Beatty that just, you carry with you, and you start to see the beauty of the things around you, because there is a lot of beauty around us, even in this town, and there's a lot of cool places. I think we should go check a few of those out. We are currently driving on the remnants of the original railroad that went from Beatty to Beatty to Rhyolite, and we're gonna take this road to Rhyolite. Now, this was once, like I said, one of the railroads that traveled across the Nevada desert, and this side of Nevada had railroads for days all over the area. And so that's how they traveled. That's how they transported a lot of goods. It would have been very difficult to do without rail connections. And they now provide a historical view into what it was once like to go all over Nevada. No trip to the Beatty area is truly complete without understanding the history of the area and understanding basically why Beatty even exists. And no trip is really complete without coming to Rhyolite. So behind me is the historic Railroad Train Depot, which was built around the same time as the town of Rhyolite was constructed. And Rhyolite is a mining town. It is currently a ghost town, and it was built around a boom that was seen in the very early 1900s. It's one of actually the last gold rushes in the United States, and this town is actually the town that housed most of the people that lived in the region during that period of time. But Beatty also was around at that time. Now, Montelus Beatty is the guy who actually founded the town. Well, it's named after him. But Beatty is actually in what we call Oasis Valley because the water is there. And Rhyolite was where the minerals are. Well, when Rhyolite, so there were these two towns and other little ones that are around in the area. But Rhyolite is the town that ultimately ended up being the one to die versus Beatty. And a lot of things from Rhyolite ended up in Beatty. There are certain houses that are in Beatty that came from Rhyolite and whatnot. But while Rhyolite is truly was the major town and the point of commerce, Beatty survived because, number one, the railroads ending up meeting in Beatty, and Beatty had the water. So here we are on Main Street, Rhyolite, Doesn't look like much, but to our right is what used to be the Cook Bank building. And it was actually mostly intact until a Hollywood film decided to blow it up for a film. It also shows up in the movie The Island, believe it or not. Fun fact. And then there's another store over here. This area is really an area. Yep, lots of history. Over there, I believe, is the school, the old Goldfield School. Take a walk through Rhyolite. Yeah, we'll go around.
There is some chefs over there. Some chefs. You know, there's a little trail that goes up to the other shafts.
Also be warned, there's all sorts of nails on the ground out here. All over. So here is what once was the Rhyolite jail. So it looked like this at one point. Looks like this now. So here we are at a mine shaft, one of the ones that surround Rhyolite, and marked as unsafe mine. And that's the case. I mean, ultimately, the idea is a lot of these old shafts are very unstable. And here is the town of Rhyolite. Now, Rhyolite was the principal town in the Bullfrog mining district, which included Rhyolite, Bullfrog, Beatty, Gold Center, Carrera. At any rate, this is all that's left from that. One of the few preserved structures in the town of Rhyolite is the bottle house. So Tom Kelly's bottle house. And it's survived the test of time, actually, quite a bit. And there's very much of it still here. It's actually well preserved, and there's been some restorative effort taken to preserve the house. So we're back at Beatty after being at Rhyolite. And the thing about Rhyolite, again, bringing it all full circle, this is the Nevada desert, the area of Nevada where we are in, is an area that is just full of history. And Beatty, despite all of our jokings earlier about the stop signs and the burros and the trailer houses and all of this, the town of Beatty is a town that has survived. And that's first and foremost what Beatty has to offer, a story of survival, but also there is a ton here. If you like going off-roading, if you like history, if you like art, Beatty is a great place. It's also a wonderful jumping off place if you're trying to tour Death Valley. It's a great stopping place between Las Vegas and Reno. Beatty is an oasis in the desert, a legitimate place in the desert where for years people have relied on its water source and on its wonderful people. Well, thanks for tagging along with another one of our adventures where we were talking about Beatty and Rhyolite and the whole area around here. It's a great opportunity for us to share a little bit of history and a little bit about us. So anyway, Lily has a message for you. Exactly. Like, share, subscribe, just like Lily said. Anyway, we will see you on our next adventure.